Ну-ка, блядь. Уёбок, сука. Кузя, блядь.
И эта дура забыла.
This realm is truly...
Ну-ка, блядь. Я вам сейчас 7 пиздячек раздам, заебали драться.
Надо глянуть, что
If you
поставить.
ever... This realm is...
Еще раз мякнешь, пизды получишь. Достал, блядь. Барбара Ноэль.
Я в душе не буду, нахуй, что там нахуй надо.
If you ever have any...
Ну вот Барбара Кей, типа. Раз, два, три, 5, 8, 9, 10. Так, ладно, посмотрим, тут Барбара Кей здесь.
Ебанат натрия, блядь.
Да пиздец, когда хочешь, всего, блядь, и всего. Здесь хоть всего по одному, нахуй, в принципе, да? Здесь, по сути, нравится, значит, что это Ян Фэй. Блядь, Янку, нахуй, сюда пересаживать надо куда-то в комнату. Вот так вот, да? Сейчас на ей это будет вкатывать. Эх, блядь. Ладно, хули, будем сейчас фотать, значит, и смотреть, собирать. По идее, мне должно хватить. Раз, два, три, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11, блядь, мне не хватит. Раз, два, три, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Сейчас должно хватить, по идее. Блядь.
This realm is
Эх, блядь. Получается, что? Ну вот эта вот тумбочка, блядь, нужна. Потом шкаф нужен, блядь. Где его нахуй сращивать? А хуй его знает. 2 стула вроде смогу сделать. У меня же были изучены стулья, что говорят. А, ну вот. Раз, два. И ёбаный фонарь. Бля, нет, тумбочка. Блять. У нас не хватает красной краски, ёбаный рот. Охуеть, блять, как так? Я тебя кастрирую, кот, нахуй. Так, это сделал светильник. Светильник. У меня нету его. Сокровищница. Слушай, а что, типа, ну ладно, сейчас светильник посмотрим. Ну, он синего характера, да. Блять, а вот на тумбочку у меня уже не хватает, да? Ну, блять, как обычно, в принципе, ну. И кровать.
Ты все, что ли?
Кого?
А, нет?
Это было завтра?
Не?
Сегодня понедельник. Если было вчера бы, то бы была бы. Отстань.
Я ему лапу переломаю скоро, нахуй. Да, мне не хватает. подзаебывает что-то, блядь.
If you ever have.
Еще один стол надо сделать, да? Цветок нужно положить. Доделаем потом.
This realm is.
Приятного, солнышко. Получается, надо этот шкаф, блядь, тумбочку нахуй, стол, надо нахуя еще. Шкафа у меня этого нету, нахуй, просто, блядь.
If you ever have.
Че ты ее доебываешь, упыреныш маленький, блядь.
Он живая.
Тебя не было здесь 15 минут назад. Ты бы видел, что он делал. Поэтому я говорю, что он ее доебывает. Я вижу, что он ее доебывает.
Что у нас здесь уже все утро, блядь, по всем углам шкирится.
Типа спишь, что ли, блядь, кот? Это хитрожопый, ну. Хитрожопый кошак. Да? Кс-кс-кс.
Ad Astra.
Серьезно. Пиздец просто.
Sometimes laws compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right. Better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're injured. Can't you give me a better price?
I swear on the archons, I can't go any lower.
Moon Pie,
Dandelions? Of course they're flowers.
It's monster. What could happen?
Gosh, all I can think about is Diluc. Better see Barbara at the cathedral if you're injured.
It's monster. What could happen?
Gosh, all I can think about is Diluc. I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance. Moon pie. That's what I'll make tonight. Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right. All I can think about is Diluc. I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance. Gosh, all I can think about is Diluc. Gosh, all I
Кузя, блядь! Маленький мудак, нахуй.
This moment will be frozen in...
Incinerate! Ha! Time for your arraignment! Come on, we can do it! Let the show be.
воганы задрал, блядь. Везде воганы задрал, скотина маленькая. В смысле, что, блядь? Чё, охуел?
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
Так, ежедневочки сейчас выполним. Это сейчас делаем. Ну-ка, блядь.
Freeze! Don't get frostbite. Ha, ha. Ha. Ha, ha.
I'll protect us. Rain? Oh, Lord of Geo, please do us a favor and clear this up at your earliest convenience. I submit that we cannot afford for incinerate. Jia! Ha! Jia! Ha! Ha! Da! Sia!
Cool it. Ha. Ha. Ha.
Motion to compel. Ha! Absorption test. Ki- ki- Ha. Ah! Incinerate! Ha! Time for your arraignment! Yeah. Ha! Boom boom! Huh. Animo test 60.
Freeze. Ha. Ah. Catch the wind.
My string still filled.
Хайкуются. Что там еще надо сделать? На тобой попозже, сейчас у меня нету нахуй.
Ad Astra. Thank you for complete.
Paimon just heard that the Matra have arrested some Eremites who snuck into the city. Let's go to the Academia and check with Arav.
Там еще тут майкуют.
What's the hurry?
Кто из вас майкует?
Ah, you're here. Sorry, I was just about to send.
What did you find out?
Well, lots of mercs themselves were surprisingly easy to catch. We just had someone dress up, but then it starts to get messy. During the interrogation.
What? Why would someone want to kidnap?
It's anybody's guess at this point. In any event, we're diverting manpower as we speak to try.
Sure. Let's go get to the bottom of all this.
Ебать, ты там устроился, ты вообще охуел, да? Везде коробочки, это чё, кого, блядь?
Arav, are you sure this is the right place? Something feels off.
I'm positive.
Boss, we got more company.
Look, we were just doing what we were paid to do. You're punishing the wrong people here.
What happened? Who beat you all up?
Wait, you mean you aren't with them?
With who?
First there was this flying brat. Didn't bother asking any questions, just started throwing punches.
I've got the confirmation I needed. This is the one who masterminded this whole... If you have any questions for him, now's your chance.
So why did you hire people to kidnap Sachin?
What do you think? 20 years ago, as if that's not bad enough already, he wouldn't put his entire fortune in the care of... That's my inheritance. By rights, of course. Didn't he say he would be here somewhere? So, I figured I'd get some people to nab him. Then I make him change the contract. And if the No. The old fart knows how to stay hidden. I already thought he'd gone diadem of knowledge. Well, I can tell you that it's... weird. Also, before donating it to the academia, he once... Something was already seared.
What do you mean, something?
I only have a vague memory of it, since I was very young at the time. When he finally did return, I asked if I could see what he... Part of me wonders whether he'd already stopped being my...
Okay.
You can believe me or not. Doesn't matter to me. I told you all I know. Whatever it is that he's researching out...
You finished? In that case, come with us. Well, we finally caught the guy behind all this. Do you still have any lingering concerns?
Yeah! Al-Haytham's note...
Scribe Al-Haytham looked into this matter. Understood. Well, if you believe there to be an issue...
That makes sense. Okay then,
Motion to compel. Yeah. Yeah. Incinerate. Boom boom. Yikes. Yeah.
Что там, блядь, охуел, что ли? Вообще в край. Я вот пиздать.
Motion to compel. Ooh, we can definitely write this off as an...
Karina!
You're finally back.
Where have you been? I looked at. We were out capturing some bad guys who wanted. But that's not important right now. We think there might be something.
The diadem? The diadem of knowledge has been used in every extravaganza over the last. Okay, here's the situation. In the third round, considering how close the scores are between our contestants, whoever wins this round is very likely. As such, I suspect competition. I'll mark the diadem's location.
All right, let's go. That's weird. The locator stopped working. Is the forest interfering with it? Uh-oh. This place looks empty. Did someone already...
Вы типа издеваетесь, да? То, блядь, из серии, блядь, принеси, подай, пошел нахуй, не мешай, так что ли, блядь? Вы чё? Кузя, блядь. Что? Что тебе не нравится? Что? Кузя.
Oh, looks like Layla has seized the diadem. But getting to the goal won't be easy.
That guy enters the fray. Arizon's device has gone haywire.
The competition is heating up. Oh. And here's Kaveh bringing up the rear.
It's Kave's toolbox! Throwing the diadem to its owner!
Yes, that's right. Put the diadem in place, and you shall gain all you desire.
Who are you? I need you to get out of my head!
I am confident that you will not disappoint me. What just happened to me?
Something's wrong.
I'll remind you again.
At long come, Kaveh.
How do you know my name?
I am Sachin. Well, to be fate is a curious thing. Seeing you reminds me of another I once... We meet for the first time, children. But what I mean, you have all performed outstandingly in this International Championship. But if I were to choose a successor, I would choose you, Kaveh. Not only...
Me?
Why, yes. Both of us have the misfortune. 28 years ago, I came to the desert and lived there for 8 full years. What do you think I saw there? Conflict over water sources. Robbing of merchant caravans. The things I witnessed there tormented me greatly.
So...
As a Vahumana scholar, I tried to use Vahumana knowledge to find the... I researched history and anthropology, performed countless experiments on human nature, and even sought out the scope. But in the end, I found that the answer it was not possible to simply assign blame for these transgressions to any one party. For the sins are carved into... The aim of my research was to draw lessons from history. But what after this realization, I could no longer see the meaning in anything that I had ever learned. But before I went through with it, a strange twist of fate led me to come into the possession of this diadem.
As I thought. The contract you signed with the Academia wasn't... But if you'd given up hope on this world, why did...
I mentioned that I had performed a great many experiments concerning human nature. The Academia has no shortage of genius talents, nurturing the brightest minds of every generation. And so...
I see. So you desired a successor who was not only a genius, but who also understood the suffering of ordinary people.
Huh?
But did you ever consider that wealth numbs the human heart to the pain in the world? Even an idealist...
You are highly intelligent. Yet you are not the sort of person who would understand my line of thinking. Whether my successor suffers as a consequence of my research, or succumbs to an indulgence in play. I grieve the fundamental sickness of the world. And this, Kaveh, my...
You're absolutely...
I have faith in what I see in you. Now wear the diadem, Kaveh, and complete the journey that I could not. Will the verdict I reached cause you suffering? Or will this newfound wealth numb your heart? I look forward to your answer. All of my research materials are being stored at our...
Huh?
I've heard enough! My life's enough of a mess already. The last thing I need is more suffering. Keep your Mora. I don't need it. Didn't you say that you saw a lot of people in pain? Well, if that's the case, then your wealth can go to them.
Are you all right? Any
I'm... fine. Thanks, Tainari.
Don't push yourself too hard.
Kaveh.
Kaveh may have broken the diadem, but he successfully completed the... According to the rules, this makes him the victor of round 3. As the champion and Sachin's personally designated successor, Kaveh, for the avoidance of doubt, can you confirm...
Like I said, he thought that the world is a bad... Rejecting the world will achieve nothing.
All right. As the scribe, the sages will contact you in person for details on how exactly Sachin...
That sounds fine. I don't know if his research findings were right, but what I do know is that by ending this here, we won't be the last. There will be more champions. Sachin's words can only cause pain. We're all scholars here. I know full well that shutting down his views like this is autocratic, and it's the least I can do. And...
Well said. What you've expressed is a sense of justice and idealism. I say this despite the fact that, in my view, it's quite ridiculous. You have long... Nevertheless, your perspective is well suited to appearing in a victory.
What? Please. Anyway, this isn't the time or...
Congratulations, Kaveh. Also... Looks like the ceremony will be held at the main venue. Let's head over and check it out!
thank you all for your excellent performance. Finally, it gives me great pleasure. Typically at this point, we would crown our champion with the diadem as well as... However, we have just received word that Kaveh has inherited such...
Sachin's estate.
So much more.
Kaveh's generosity will give many struggling families the chance to change... Of course, without the diadem and prize money to present, this makes the award ceremony a little more concise than expected.
I'm not entirely sure what I should say under these circumstances. I'm glad to have won. As for why I want to give the Mora away, I don't support Sachin's views, and I don't want to take his Mora. Anyway, this isn't really the time and place for
Oh, Kaveh, just one moment. While this is a short and sweet award ceremony, we do still have a prize to present you with. Please take this limited edition Genius. Additionally, your champion status will be logged in your record. This means that the sages will give priority.
All right, I'll take the card.
In that case, I declare the award ceremony over.
I still don't really get it. The sum of...
That just means you're not strange enough to understand the way that geniuses think. Come.
Glad that's over. I think I'm quite good at giving speech.
Do you mean that you're still exhausted from the competition? Honestly.
I suppose. Oh, what?
So you're gonna give it to him? But if it's a rare one...
Why would I do that? It's of no use to me whatsoever. I may as well.
Whoa, whoa! This is a super big deal!
Huh? But I was gonna rest for a while longer. Hey, stop pulling my hair!
What you looking at, son?
I'm still thinking about the Sachin issue.
Well, they gave me this limited edition
But it's a limited edition.
What else would I do with it? I have...
But it's limited edition.
Oh, that's not what I meant at all. Yes, I have all sorts of problems.
All right. But now that I realize that you have no concept of its value, how about this? I shall...
Oh, come on. It's just one card. How much could it really be worth?
1 million more at the very...
Huh? How much?
1 million more?
If you feel that's too low.
1 million Mora for a card? But you already have a whole bunch of the...
Not every card is this valuable, and some cards are...
Huh. Well, I guess they must... But really, it's fine.
Don't feel bad. I save a lot.
You don't spend all your savings on your hobbies, do you? You should...
Sounds like you're speaking from personal experience.
I don't...
In that case, maybe you're the one who should be listening to your advice. In any case, I, Sino, will take this precious card, and it
All right, if you insist. Far be it from me to refuse your courtesy any further. Well, at least I'll be able to keep on top of my bills this...
Well, this is what they call... Paimon wonders how the other contestants are doing.
I'm telling you, you can't go wrong.
Really? Well,
Farazan! Niru! Even Dian?
Candace and I bumped into these two while we were strolling through the streets. Madame Faruzan here's pretty friendly.
I don't really... Let's go with the plain fabric.
Oh, wait a sec. You sure that's the latest?
Don't worry.
No thanks.
Wait. Madame Farazan's right. That style is a... if you don't mind.
Sure.
I'll come with you to have a look.
Madame Farazan? Come quick, she's over here.
Who are you?
We're new in the academia. We saw all the...
Of course I do.
That's great.
I'm from Haravata.
Huh? But you seem like an expert in machines. Oh, their classes are...
I knew it. What about you? Aren't you going to leave with your friend?
I think you're amazing, Madame Faraz. I can take the class you're teaching as an option, even...
I see. You're a good egg child.
Thank you so much.
I don't quite understand what happened there.
Traveler, Paimon.
Sorry, we can't. We've got a meal with Kave later, and we have to check in with... Oh, by the way, have any of you...
I don't know where Hakai went. We just saw... But she was hanging out with some other Ratahoa student.
Ratahoa students? They must... Oh, she didn't end up winning.
In my opinion, Shoots is the best stall in the whole business.
Welcome. Future Spice is here.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh, stop it. If you're going to beat yourself up after doing as well as you did, how bad does that make us look?
I didn't see the whole thing, but you were the only contestant who scored points in both the first, and I heard that you actually found the diadem first.
That can't be true. You had some really stiff competition out there. Getting points off them is a huge achievement. The way
Aw, thanks a lot. But I really don't think
Ah, come on. Don't be so hard on yourself. We've decided we're taking you out to celebrate, and that's final. Let's go. Cheer up, Lake.
Looks like things are going well for Layla. This is great. We haven't seen Hakai since the end of the...
Are you sure you have enough to cover this? Don't worry. I budgeted very carefully, and this is well within my means. Anyway, I've lost count of how many times you've treated... Oh, Traveler! Paimon! Over here!
Ooh, look at all this. Good food, here we come.
I heard that you went to see the other contestants. How's everyone doing?
Farazan found herself a student, and Layla's classmates are bowled over by how well she...
Alhatham's gone missing in action too. Huh. The one time I'm actually in a good enough mood. That guy. What the heck? Well, whatever.
Ебашилась, нахуй.
You shocked me a little when you hurled the diadem to the ground. On further reflection, of course, it made sense, but at the time I was expecting at least some amount of deliberation.
Sachin's voice started talking to me inside my head from the moment I picked it up. I could feel his emotion. He bombarded me with his ideas relentlessly. Like he was trying to... Like I was saying at the time, his views are not necessarily completely without value.
If his forbidden research were to spread in a harmful form and cost...
I think you did the right thing. I suppose another way to approach it would have been to claim that you... I won't comment on his theories or experiments, but I don't believe that he was careless in his choice of candidate.
Perhaps. I just think that if you accept someone else's...
That's a good thing. It means that...
Thank you, oh my god, It's a good thing Alhatham isn't here right now. He'd be quick to explain why you're wrong.
Seems like you always include him in...
Yep. No dinner with Kaveh is complete without a...
I sense that Alhatham has in fact been...
He's here? Where?
He lives rent-free in each of our hearts.
Oh, that was horrifying.
Good thing you didn't say that before we...
All right, enough about Alhatham. Tainari, did you achieve what you want?
I did. In the first round, in fact. Word of mouth proved very effective. I spoke to a hand... Oh, are you free next month? You should come along.
About what? I don't know the first thing about...
Just play to your strengths. For instance, you could talk about the distinguishing features of rain...
Oh, well, that's no problem. Has everyone had enough to...
I'm full. Paimon's super full.
Yeah, we should do this more often. Work will always...
Sounds good. We should pick a few other...
There are other good places around here, too?
Kaveh, do you have plans after this?
I was thinking of maybe going to the academia for some alone time. Nothing set in stone, though. Why do you ask?
Бля, точняк, он уже нахуй с деревней говорил. Он говорил в деревне Аура, то бишь, блядь, то, что он там ходил где-то, лазил по пустыням, нашел этих дебилов, нахуй. Блядь, я не удивлюсь, если этих долбоебов нашел в этой, блядь, в разбитой психбольнице, блядь, или как там, в больнице, блядь, не знаю. Ай, хатай, ну, блядь, кто бы, нахуй, был бы удивлен, то, что этот хуй здесь, а, блядь. Мутный пидорас, блядь.
Didn't expect to run into you here.
Alhatham? What are you in...
Sachin's notes? Yes, I came across his profile while I was organizing some... If it wasn't for that, I never would have agreed...
Wait! Are you alright?
I think you may have misunderstood something. The reason Sachin chose that architect to inherit his research was that only he could really empathize with both the Only one who resonates with these sentiments would suffer and begin to think of history as empathy is a double-edged sword. Empaths have many friends, and their wide social circle comes with certain...
Why is that?
All important things in life involve other people. If you really want to achieve your goals, you have to be prepared to make enemies along the way. And that reality is like the material here.
So, what are your thoughts?
As a scholar, Sachin was without... He laid the blame for the darkness in the world squarely on humanity, experimented
So, people are
That is not a question for me to answer. All I will say is that the world is not built on correctness alone. Lofty ideals may by their own choice. I've never been able to agree with certain... But sadly, all viewpoints will find their... Alright then. I got what I came for.
Wait, so you came here just to read this stuff?
Get together? Ah, yes, that makes sense.
Guess what? Kaveh treated—
Then I'm sure he packed up the leftovers for me. See ya.
And there he goes. Well, seems like he really wasn't affected by this research. He said that someone else would answer our questions. Traveler, Paimon, you're already here. Nahida! Oh, and heck, wait! So you asked him to take part in the champ? Yes, it was me. Did you know that there was something wrong with the diadem from the start? Because Sachin's research is not mistaken. He spent his entire— These are the crystallization of his wisdom. Yes, I was worried, so instead, I had—
Seriously? I think you can stop calling—
Why? Don't you— Well, anyway, if Sachin's chosen—
And after all that, the person Sachin chose—
I was also hoping that this could be an opportunity for you—
That wasn't necessary. I'm still paying you back for your help. And the last thing—
Nahida, what did you mean by— Put it this way, some people only see the mushroom on the shroom board, others see only the shroom board's body. And they declare that still others look deeper inside. These conclusions are all correct in their own way. Paimon kinda gets it. The world is the same way, within the confines of our limited knowledge. In truth, the most important thing isn't what state ultimately. My duty as the—
That was a long speech.
Because Kaveh, as the successor of this research, does not wish to see these ideas disseminated. But even though Sachin's research could be considered negative wisdom, it is still a building block. I also look forward to the day that a member of the Vahumana Darshan can not only
Vahumana doesn't have— I don't remember signing up to—
Oh boy, here. You think so? Well, to that, I hope that your studies in Vahumana will help you deal with your own fate. I will review your final thesis myself. I'm expecting—
Поговорите с Кавихом. Заебись. Сейчас я в Манштадт только смотаюсь, но быстренько, блядь. Мне там забрать надо кое-что. Бля, 10 тысяч можно. Зачем мне потратить 10 тысяч можно? У тебя что-нибудь обновилось, нет? В принципе, тут хуй уже осталось-то, блядь, уже 40-й, грубо говоря, блядь, и все, 10 уровней, и БП закончено. Ну, как бы БП здесь такой себе, блядь, мне не очень нравится. Могли бы здесь какие-нибудь скины запихнуть, там, не знаю, что-нибудь. Те же примерно, к примеру, сезонных героев хуже бы нет. Если ты покупаешь ну, практически за косарь, то, ну, по-моему, ты имеешь право на... А где кавик, блядь?
"20 years ago, the Academia had just received Sachin's estate. To celebrate the huge I was very young then, and I remember seeing so he said, why don't I win it? So that made me very happy. Later, he left home. For many years, I couldn't face...
Wait, so the person we came
Is that why Sachin... My father was always too kind for his own good. Sachin's research would have... I've tried telling myself... Don't worry. I...
Ну, как бы, блядь. Да. А с тобой попозже попиздим, короче. Так, ладно. Вот так вот. Ебать, тут видно. Пойти покурить, короче. Задание Дори сделать. Точно чем позаниматься.
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
What is the best way to handle
Looking
the
at the
phrasing
scores
here?
alone only gives you one side of the story.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing
Looking at the
here?
scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
Scores are the
I'll
only
remind
clear
you
measure of
again.
performance.
The law can be both a help and a
What is the
hindrance.
best way to handle the phrasing here?
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
What is the best way?
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
One side of the story.
What is
Scores
the
are the
best
only
way
clear measure of
to
Looking at the
handle the
scores
phrasing
alone
here?
only gives you one side of the story.
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
What is the best
Looking at the
way
scores
to
alone
handle
only
the
gives you one
phrasing
side of the
here?
story.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
The case before us is a strange and unprecedented one indeed.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
Looking at the scores alone only gives you one side of the story.
What is the best way to handle the phrasing here?
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Looking at the scores alone only
Sometimes the law is compatible with human nature, but sometimes the two conflict. Balancing the two is a discipline in its own right.
Scores are the only clear measure of performance.
Просьба жителей, нахуй. 450. 900 будет.
I'll remind you again. The law can be both a help and a hindrance.
Короче, заканчиваю.